Edward, with a pair of scissor hands, has a hard time even eating a single bean, and often accidentally cuts himself. His creator wanted to give him real hands, but died of a heart attack. Later, he lived alone in the castle. One day, a saleswoman named Peg broke in, and saw the lonely Edward. She decided to take him home. When he looked at the bed in front of him, he pressed it lightly, and it punctured a hole. He quickly covered it with a stuffed toy. When Edward saw his father trimming hedges, he followed along and started cutting, and created a dinosaur shape. When Edward was about to sleep, Peg's daughter Kim came back. As Kim was looking in the mirror, she saw Edward. Her scream made him puncture the waterbed. Kim, frightened, ran out of the room. Peg explained that this was the robot she just adopted. Kim's father poured Edward a drink to calm him down. Just as Peg was about to introduce Kim, Edward got drunk and collapsed on the floor. Edward fell in love with Kim. When Kim was decorating the Christmas tree, she heard a sound outside, and went out the door. Snowflakes began to fall. Edward was carving an ice sculpture of Kim. Kim joyfully danced in the falling snow. Suddenly Kim's boyfriend, Jim, appeared. Startled, Edward accidentally cut Kim's hand. As Kim went inside to bandage herself, Jim drove Edward away. Heartbroken, Edward cut down the hedges, and slashed a tire. A neighbor saw this and called the police. Edward ran back home. Kim's younger brother was heading home. Drunk Jim was about to crash into him. Edward saved the boy, but accidentally cut his face. People misunderstood Edward. Edward ran back to the castle. Kim followed him to the castle. Suddenly Jim appeared. He shot at Edward, and knocked him to the ground. When Kim tried to stop him, Jim knocked her down. To protect Kim, Edward stabbed Jim with his scissors, and pushed him out the window. The crowd gathered downstairs. Edward reluctantly said goodbye to Kim. Kim picked up a broken scissor, and told the crowd Edward was already dead, calming their anger. Years passed, and Kim grew old. Edward never left the castle again. Every Christmas, Edward carved ice to make it snow for Kim.